Hi guys, Chox here, and welcome back to the kitchen playlist. Today after work, I just want a nice warm, creamy soup, so I think we're gonna try to make a cheesy, creamy broccoli soup. I saw it on the internet, so it should be quick and easy. Yes. Let's have a look at the ingredients. So of course, the star of the show, I've got a pot of broccoli here. It is very frozen at the moment because I stored it outside. So I'm going to rinse it, chop off the tops, and then cook the stalks in the pot with them. I've got some butter, some garlic, and some onion I'm going to saute with after. I'm going to actually use a jar of Cheese Whiz and throw in some Philly jalapeno cream cheese. And then I've got my beautiful bouquet of spices. Let me get this up here. And then I've got my beautiful bouquet of spices. I've got some salt, ground pepper, dehydrated red onion. I've got some turmeric, some paprika, and some of JT Bear's powdered pain, we call it. It's a combination of his hot peppers. So that's that one right there. Yeah. Alright, so here's the ingredients. I'm going to chop that up. I'm going to cook it, set it aside. Saute that bowl into that pot. Re-add the broccoli stock because we're making broccoli soup. Simmer the stock in there with that stuff and then use the zippy zip thing there. Make it all creamy. Add the Cheese Whiz and some cream cheese. Add the spices along the way and I'll show you how it looks as we go. Okay, so we watched Gordon Ramsay and he said an easy way to cut broccoli is just to hold it like that and then just make little cuts, and look how easy those crowns, the little florets, fall right off. Super easy. Okay, I've simmered some onions and garlic and some butter. I've decided I am going to use the blender instead of the hand blender because it's a little safer because they're so hot. So that's the stalks and some florets I'm going to blend into the base of the soup. So I'll be adding my spices after they're all halfway blended. And I just have the broccoli ready to go. So once I blend the base of the soup, I'm going to add it and we'll be ready to add the cheese. Well, there's all the spices in at the blending point. It looks delicious. That looks very pretty too. Alright, so that looks good. And just remember when you're blendering hot things, towel, hand on. That way if it splatters out, you don't get burnt. Okay, so I've just moved the broccoli over so we can see what the next part is. And remember, I'm winging this. I saw a couple of videos, so now I'm an expert, right? So I blended up the broccoli. I'm going to add it, add the cheese, add the sauteed onions, and see how that tastes, what happens from there. Alright, so I'm just going to pour this. This is going to look brown, I think, by the time I'm done with it, but I don't care. We're going to eat it anyway because it's a good, healthy broccoli soup with cheese and stuff. And go. The onions, I'm going to leave the bay leaf out. Okay, I'm just going to give this a stir to see. Well, it's not so bad. It's a lot runnier than I was expecting it to be. But we're still going to add the cheese and let it simmer a little bit. Got my Cheese Whiz in here. They're so shadowy in the kitchen. So I guess it's like a creamed broccoli soup with cheese. So we'll let it simmer together and then see how it tastes and adjust the spices accordingly. I'm going to use the whole thing in there. What do you think? I've never done this before. Alright, so I'm just going to add, I've got jalapeno cream cheese here, so I guess this is going to add a bit of a kick to it. I'm just going to add half of this container. Plop. Alright, there we go. I'm going to get it simmering, give it some time to mix about and see how this looks in a little bit. So it turned out to be a little bit thinner than I was expecting. So I sliced some other cheese, and now I'm just going to put that in there to help with the flavor. So I guess this is a 3 cheese and broccoli soup now. So I'm going to let that simmer a little bit more, and then I think we're just going to serve it up and enjoy some broccoli and cheese soup. Okay, so this has been simmering for a long time, and it's smelling really good, and I'm super duper hungry because it took longer than I was expecting it to take. So I'll serve up a little bit so I can have a taste. The color on it is actually not too bad. It's pretty appealing for a broccoli and cheese soup. So let's have a taste of this and see how I did on my first time. And there's a good look at the nice color and texture of the soup under a good light. I'm excited. Alright, let's have a taste of this soup. That's really, really, really good. And I'm definitely going to do this again, but I'm definitely going to make some changes to it. Alright you guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen. Click one of these boxes around my head and it'll take you to the playlist, other things I've done, whatever. Alright, thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.